Let's talk about vampires. Now, how much the archetype of a vampire developed over time? Well, typically monsters like vampires are a reflection of culture and issues of certain times, such as a time where we didn't know much about disease, where if someone was maybe sensitive to light, pale, and they decide to bite, they will be known as monsters and devils, and with time, vampires. And since we have monsters, we would also make stories out of them, where we would have a metaphor. I would make these monsters a metaphor for humans' capacity for violence, and make them uncanny and look like humans, and just kill and infect them with this vampiric disease. While the monster has been here for centuries, the word vampire was only appeared about 1730. Uh, but over time, let's say the maybe it started with the interview with a vampire in 1976, when now this monster became more human-like and had the capability of love and regret and knows what's right and wrong. Eh, and in 2003, I believe, Twilight, the movie series, was made, where it's now a very have been romanticized very much, and that where the classic bite has now been made a more of a true love, where if you love someone, well, you can bite them and make them live forever. And even more modern stories like the Gilda stories tend to be more about society and is so yeah, society and such, like feminism, sexuality and progressiveness, racism, all of that, and how we can make it better again. How is Bram Stoker's Dracula character such a milestone in the development of this archetypical horror character? Well, this story in 1897 had multiple different reasons why it would be such a popular one, but I made it into four things. It has a lot of realism, where Stoker he clipped a lot of newspaper, recorded tombstones and transcribed a captain's logbooks and made them into the story to make it seem more realistic. And vampires are known for many powers and weaknesses, like turning others into vampires, having large teeth, no reflection, vulnerable to garlic, wooden stakes, way more things. And the interesting thing about Dracula was that he had all the traits. And not only did he have all these classic vampire traits, Stoker gave him the shapeshifting ability from werewolves, letting Dracula turn into a bat, a wolf, and mist, probably even more. But of course, the thing that probably made it the most famous was because of the movie Nosferatu, which is basically the exact same story as Dracula, but with different names. And because of this, there was troubles with copyright, and Stoker's widow wanted to take Nosferatu away from the movies, and all this drama and controversy gave Dracula a lot of fame, and is therefore known now. What do the isms mentioned in the Monstrum video mean? Well, we have the urbanism, which is basically the way of life in cities and towns. And capitalism is the political system controlled by industry and private owners. A classic example of this would be USA, where it is very much about capitalism. Racism is very known far and wide here now, and it is the unfair treatment based on ethnicity or skin color. Uh, and sexism, like racism, is unfair treatment like stereotyping and discrimination, but based on a person's sex or gender. Now, what stories about vampires can we put together with these isms? Well, in the Monstrum video, we have with capitalism, we could say that the I Am Legend story can be used. Well, it's now a virus in New York City, where we see how life changes when this weird vampiric virus goes around. Very much like a zombie movie nowadays. And we have capitalism, where we could put Dracula in there. And while the story itself may not have too much about capitalism and such, other than Dracula being a rich man, we could still use the Nosferatu drama with the copywriting for easy money with that movie and how they try to take it down. And with racism, we could have the newer story Fledgling, where we have a black protagonist and they use themes of race and genetic experimentation. And lastly, sexism. With the Gilda stories, we have a female feminist protagonist that helps to create a progressive society, letting women have power as equal to men.